In 1980, George Bush walloped the frontrunner Ronald Reagan in the Iowa caucuses. He went into the New Hampshire primary with what Bush called the Big Mo. Mo for momentum. It was a 7-man race, but Reagan and Bush agreed to a head-to-head debate.
There was supposed to be a 2-man debate. There was, and there wasn't.
On the day of the head-to-head debate, Reagan, who was paying for it for campaign finance reasons, said he wanted all the candidates to join in. He knew all candidates would train their fire on Bush. Bush knew the same thing, so he was against the idea. The issue didn't get resolved, so on the night of the debate, Bush and Reagan take their seats on stage, and standing behind them are 4 candidates in their best Brooks Brothers suits. Least fun game of musical chairs ever. The first part of the debate was a debate about the debates.
We're together and all of us willing to debate. I have been invited here as a guest of the Nashua newspaper. I am their guest and I'm very glad to be here.
Bush said he was just abiding by their previously agreed rules for a 2-man debate. When Reagan tried to talk, the moderator John Breen tried to cut off his mic.
Mr. Green, would you turn that microphone off, please?
This is Hitler. I am paying for this microphone.
You've seen that clip before, right? Reagan as John Wayne. The crowd loved it. They wanted a debate with everybody in it. But what's important to remember is how Bush looked by comparison. Brittle and fussy, sticking to the rules of the previous 2-man debate, as we discussed. A pro-Reagan paper later wrote that Bush looked like a little boy who isn't quite sure that his mother dropped him off at the right birthday party.
He didn't want us to debate. When we walked on the stage, he barely greeted us. When we left, he was seated. He wouldn't get up and say, fellas, I'm sorry.
He refused to even come back and talk.
The first one I would blame would be George Bush's advisors. That was the punkest political advice I ever saw.
What does that tell you about Mr. Bush's character?
Well, let me just say I'm puzzled and I just don't understand it at all.
Reagan would go on to win New Hampshire. Bush's Big Mo was no mo. Did the debate matter? Maybe a little, but by legend it mattered a lot. Later, George Bush would say, I looked like a fool. Not my finest hour, to say the least. I'm John Dickerson. See you on Primetime, however you see us.